Hey YouTubers, this is Nick. Kind of an update video. You haven't been seeing a lot of my videos. I posted one briefly, took it back down because I think it needed to be changed a little bit. So, quick rundown. I haven't been doing squat on the truck or the LR3. I haven't been doing much of anything really except for sitting down. I'm gonna show you a picture why. If you're squeamish, don't watch anymore. Gonna be talking about some surgeries and a surgery and the reason behind it. So the first video or first picture coming up is going to be an x-ray. Like I said, recommend you don't watch anymore if you're squeamish, but if you are, this may help you if you've had a surgery, if some of you know has had a surgery, some of the stuff I've gone through and what you might be able to expect from something similar. So anyways, without further ado, here's what we're going to be talking about. What'd you think? Nope, there's another hint back there, huh? So that was a tumor on my fibula. I thought that I had some knee problems, standing on hard surfaces for long periods of time or not using my lower body a lot. I like to run. I'm not a long distance runner, I'm too big for that, but typically 3 days a week, 2 to 5 mile runs, sometimes more, sometimes less. 5 miles is kind of typically the length, max length that I like to get to. Anyway, went in, got my knee looked at by an orthopedic surgeon. Sorry for the echo. I'm in my exercise room, got some weights. It's really all I do is do weights and some other stuff. Right now, only upper body. And I'll show you why. Anyway, went into an orthopedic surgeon. Took an x-ray of my knee because I thought I had knee problems. He looked down in the x-ray and he says, your knee's good, but what's this? And as you saw before, I got a tumor, had a tumor. Tumor's gone now. Anyway, got referred to a specialist and the specialist gave me a few options. He said, we can leave it, monitor it, and see what happens. Mind you, from April of 2020 to November of 2020, it grew almost a centimeter in length, so a ½ inch roughly. Don't know really the numbers offhand on the diameter, but it grew. I'm sorry for being shaky. I'm just got done doing some weights and my arms and shoulders are a little tired, but anyway, try to make this a little quicker, I'll be such a chance. We can leave it alone and monitor it. It did grow almost a centimeter in a year, less than a year, in about 9 months. He also said, I cannot guarantee you that it is not cancerous. He said, your body has done a great job of walling this thing off with calcium. I don't want to do a biopsy, and here's why. He said, your body's done such a good job. If we go in and create an avenue for something to get out, if it is cancerous, now it's got a way that it can get out of your body, and your body has walled it off so well, I'd like to leave it that way. He said, but we can do that. So the third option is we go in and we asect it. We cut out that section of your fibula and we move on. I'm thinking, whoa, don't I need that? I think God put it there for a reason. So he explained to me, no, the fibula is 1/17 weight bearing. What you do need is you need the top of that fibula and the bottom of that fibula to support your knee and your ankle joints. So he said, we can go through and support those by doing what we call a tightrope. Basically, they take a synthetic cable, drill a hole through the top of my fibula, through my tibula, out the other side, same thing on the ankle on the bottom, and we put some synthetic cables through there that are anchored on each side, and you're good to go. He said this is a fairly common injury in elite sports, where you tear the tissue in between your tibia and your fibula, called a high ankle sprain. And he said the way that that is healed is by putting a tightrope in. So he said that's what we can do. So anyway, talked to my lovely wife and my kids, gave them the rundown, you know, said, hey look guys, I'm mobile right now, right? We go running, we go biking, we go hiking, we're good. I have minimal pain. But ever since I found out about this back in April of 2020, I've been scared of this thing becoming cancerous, becoming bone cancer or spreading to the soft tissue around it. Freaked me out. More often than not, I'm stressing about whether or not that thing is going to become something scary and put my family through something, right? You know, my thoughts were that, and still are, if I get cancer and it's just me, that's me, right? I'm the one suffering. And granted, it's not easy. I've seen people go through it. It's not an easy process. But I don't want to put my family through that. My mom, my stepdad, my wife and kids, sister, cousins, anybody that loves me, friends that love me and care about me. I don't want to put them through the agony of watching me go through that. So if I can do something to mitigate the outcome, I'd really like to. So we chose to have that taken out. So February 17th was my surgery day. I was stressed out. It was about a 2-hour drive away to where the specialist was and surgery was performed. My kiddos stayed with grandparents, and the wife and I went up and stayed the night in a hotel, and we had a great time. Went out to dinner. Shoot, I think we walked around the city like 9 miles the day before, so it was nice. We got to go for a run the day before that, which was cool. My last run was emotional for me. I actually got upset and cried because that's something that my wife and I share together, is running. And not that I don't do it without her, she doesn't do it without me, but it's kind of our thing, you know? And it was super emotional to me to think that there's a possibility I might not be able to do that again. And a possibility that it could be, you know, 6 to 9 months before I'm able to go do that. So I got emotional. Didn't break down blubbering on the side of the trail, but had some tears in my eyes, and I was bummed. I was feeling sorry for myself. So anyways, surgery goes. I was super scared. I wasn't scared of the outcome of the surgery. I was scared of the anesthesia. I was scared of losing control. Scared of going to sleep and not waking up. You know what I mean? Granted, you wouldn't know if that did happen, but that scared me. And I was scared of what my wife was going through. She was there with me. Kids were gone. You know, not that they weren't worrying, but she was sitting in a waiting room. With COVID, you're in a mask. You know, you're not really socializing with other people, kind of in public, it seems, especially indoor public. If you don't know the people that are around you, there's not a lot of small talk. So I felt super bad for her and anxious, but surgery went good. I'm gonna show you a picture now of what the incision looked like, okay? And again, squeamish, the x-ray didn't do it for you, maybe this will, so be careful. Doctor said it was gonna be a small incision. Let you see. So I'm thinking he grew up in Texas, because if that's small, then I'm scared to see what a big incision is. Yeah, it's pretty hefty. So I think like 60 plus staples. I had more on the inside. I had, because where that tightrope went through. So you could see down on the ankle, there was like a separate like 3 to 5 staples. That's where they drilled and placed part of the anchors for the tightrope. Similar incision on the inside of my ankle, and then similar up on the inside of my knee where that tightrope was anchored. Surgery went good. Pain was really minimal. I do not like narcotic pain medicine, opiates, just because of all the problems that I've had with them. My biological dad, who's no longer with us, and not due to this reason, he passed away from other health-related issues, but he was in a really severe car accident back in the late 80s and took constant hydrocodones or Vicodins for pain management, and it affects who you are. And anybody that's dealt with that personally, whether family members, friends, or themselves, you know what I mean. It affects who you are, changes you. And so I don't want to go down that path. I've been hurt a couple times pretty bad in my life, and I will deal with the excruciating pain over taking an opiate if I can help it. So I did take opiates for the first 3 days after the surgery. You can see pretty extensive surgery as far as the incision goes. I'll show you here in a minute the follow-up x-ray. But I took them for 3 days and didn't want to take any more. So I quit, which was stupid as hell, because pain management is also, can be, I guess, indicative to healing. So if you're in excruciating pain, you're not going to heal as good as what your body is if it's relaxed. Now, if you're too relaxed, obviously you're not going to heal as well either. So I stopped after 3 days with just taking Tylenol and ibuprofen. 3 200 ibuprofen like every 6 hour, and 1 600 Tylenol alternated in between the ibuprofen times. And I was good for about a day and a half, and then it just got too much for me. I couldn't hang. So I started taking one of the pain pills, the narcotics, right before bed. What was happening is as I would try to go to sleep, like I could manage the pain just on the Tylenol and ibuprofen, but right before I'd go to sleep, if I'd start to get to sleep and I'd start to relax and doze off, and as I did that, I would have to twitch my leg or my lower leg, like I had to. It was the nerves that were causing me to do it. And of course, if I'm moving that foot or that leg dramatically, as you could see from that incision, it hurt a little bit. So it jolted me awake, and I fought that like the first couple nights. Ended up just taking some pain medicine. It's all I could do to get to sleep. So then during the day, pain was amazing. I do have, well, I'll show you here. If you're squeamish again, look away. Whoa. I'm gonna show you what the wound looks like now. Staples are gone. It's pretty much healed. So, I mean, superficially healed. So there it is. Goes all the way down past my sock, obviously, but so you're kind of wondering what the doctor did, right? Why such a small incision, or big incision? Small. Anyway, we'll get to that. So I have no feeling from here, about here. So about here, just above the knee, I can feel over here, I can feel right here. Once I get on the incision, I can't feel, and then it goes around over to the front to my tibia. It goes about down mid-calf, below the calf muscle, but I can't feel anything in this huge region, nothing. Which I think is kind of a blessing, because some serious stuff happened inside of there that I think I would have been indulging in a little bit more pain medicine for management if the pain was worse. But so that's the, right here's the incision on the inside where the inside of that tightrope was anchored. What's trippy is if you look, my legs are 2 different colors, right? And look at how much bigger this one is. This one's having a hard time with blood return right now. Not horrible, you know, but it definitely gets a little tight, a little big. It's doing so much better than what it was. I'm still not weight bearing on this leg, but the incision, oh, yeah, I've got a little bit of edema here. I need to get upstairs and elevate. That's the ankle and the other ankle. Anyway, so you guys want to know what happened in there. Well, let's have the follow-up x-ray, shall we? Here we go. What do you think about that? Took some, did some work in there. You can see, like I said, up on the top of the fibula, you can see the tightrope that goes through. You can see the anchor points on each side. It's hard to see the tightrope itself. And then you can also see down on the ankle, the anchor points as well. Anyway, you guys, it's been a long road to recovery for me. It's hard for me to mentally wrap my brain around the possibility of non-weight bearing for 9 weeks, or non-weight bearing permanently, or not being able to do what I was doing before. It makes me depressed, it really does. But here's the key, is if You wrap your brain around it one day at a time. For me, I can break it up to one day at a time. For the first week, one day at a time was what I had to do. And once I did one day at a time, I could get through that day pretty easy and manage the mental stresses with it. And once I got through that day, then it was just another day, another day. Now it's been a month last Wednesday. Not as bad. So I'm able to mentally cope with the whole thing now. What was again hard for me also is I exercise 3 to 5 days a week. Exercising 3 to 5 days a week, doing weights, cardio, lots of burpees, running. I'd gotten gains and physical properties that took me, I was doing it for a year and a half, 2 years straight. And I started to lose some of those, and it's kind of sad. I started getting a little flabby on my stomach, more than I was. I never was really lean. Lost a little bit of size on my arms, and starting to get some of those back. Obviously can't do squat on my legs, and that sucks. My right legs, I've lost a lot of my upper quad muscles. My calf muscle's still a little bit there, but this poor leg over here, it'll come back. It'll come back. Anyway, you guys, if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, my big thing is wanting to get the blood flow returned down to that leg. So I've been doing a lot of foot pumps, a lot of non-weighted leg raises, doing everything I can to kind of get the blood circulation going. But if you have any pointers for me, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope this helps somebody. We all go through dark times at certain points of our lives. I'm a pretty positive, optimistic dude. And for me to say that I was depressed, anybody that knows me will tell you, I'm not a depressed kind of guy. My glass is half full all the damn time. So it's real, Anyways, thank you guys. Love every single one of you. If you like more stuff like this, let me know. I can update you a little bit more on the processes this is going on. I got another doctor's visit in the 2nd of April. Let me know if you want to see a video from that. Otherwise, like and subscribe. And I hope everybody has a wonderful spring. Hope it's getting warm and getting nice. Peace out, guys.